guys, how's it going?
Hi.
You all right? Thank you for coming on the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. It's a local podcast, and we're covering the event. We want people to know how amazing this is and who is taking part and different people's perspective. My name's Alex, and this is Shane. Do you want to start off by kind of introducing yourselves?
Yeah, hi, I'm Matt Fitch. I'm a comic book writer here for the Comics Salopia Festival.
I am Chris Baker. I'm with him.
Yeah. Okay, so are you enjoying the festival? I did see you about yesterday. Were you about yesterday?
No, I got here about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, we were supposed to be here all weekend, but I'm a Spurs fan.
Right.
So
Commiserations.
yeah, I know. I decided to spend last night in North London with my people, but yeah, it didn't go so well. So I drove up this morning.
Oh, bless you. It was quite a difficult night for you, I imagine.
It was, yeah.
I did watch the match. Yeah, that penalty was not a penalty at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we could get into football rules, I suppose.
Let's talk about Comics Salopia. Are you guys enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we literally walked in, went and did a panel talk in the room next door because we're talking about co-writing because we write together.
That's good.
Which is fairly rare in the world of comics. Not so rare in TV, which is something that we also do, but in comics it's normally a writer and an artist, where we're two writers and then we have an artist. So that's what our talk was about.
How does that work, co-writing? Do you guys you do chapter 1 and you do chapter 4, how does that work?
Yeah, nearly like that. I mean, we conceive of the idea together. We work on the beats and how it's going to progress and the highlights of the story, the characters. We go into depth about them, and then we sort of carve it up like a job, really. But we already have it in our heads, our shared brain.
Do you often, very often get into conflict? So you both have an idea, and you're both trying to push your ideas, but they're both equally as good, and you have to just sort of...
Yeah.
Shrewsbury's the only place where people are talking about this. Everywhere we go, people ask us about the moon landing and all the projects we do. But only here have they sort of, what's the biggest fight you've had?
We don't ever really fight. I think it's always about what is going to get us to the best end result. And that might mean a bit of heated debate, but we always know why we're doing it.
The end goal is the same, yeah.
So really, you're always on the same side. You know, you're fighting, but you're on the same. You're on the same team.
Yeah.
This is a bit like me and you with the podcast, I guess.
It's a bit, with all of us, because some of us are louder than others, some of us, a bit more outspoken than others. It's kind of the same thing for you guys, I guess.
Yeah.
So what is it you've been writing then? I mean, I see you got a book there called Apollo.
This is here you go. Take a look. This is our
this cover, by the way, is fantastic. I love it.
Thanks. That's designed by a guy called Dan Ford, who's quite a well-known designer, actually. He's done a lot of sort of movie posters and things like that.
So do you want to just give us a brief rundown of what sort of stuff that you write in, what you do? I heard you do something about film or as well.
Yeah, we're making the sort of leap into TV. We already work in advertising, so writing ads, producing ads. So the black magic side of things, and comics is kind of like our chance to just be a little bit more than client-led stuff.
Yeah.
But the TV work is kind of like a mishmash of both, really. Finding something that's a credible, sellable thing, but also, we can slip our passions in there.
Yeah.
What are you guys famous for, sort of advertising? What do you work with? Can you say? Are you allowed to say?
Do you want to say?
Yeah. So I guess the most recent ad on TV at the moment that I was involved in is a Amstel beer commercial with Jeff Bridges playing a giant bridge.
I saw that. That's amazing. That's so visually brilliant.
So that's thank you. So that, I mean, it wasn't just me. I work in a team, but that's what I'm currently famous for, I guess, if famous is the right word. Yeah.
That's brilliant. So how's the book going, this Apollo book? It looks amazing, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
It does look amazing.
The art was done by a really well-known in the comic book world guy called Mike Collins, but he's also storyboard artist on Doctor Who.
Okay.
And Good Omens, the new Neil Gaiman, Terry Pratchett TV show that's just out now. So Mike is brilliant, which is why it looks so good. He can't be at the festival this weekend, unfortunately, but he's often at Comic-Con, so
Seek him out.
So I'm guessing the premise is because it's called Apollo, and there's lots of it's I guess about the moon landing.
It's a love story about the Titanic.
Yeah. Love it. So what's the premise of the book then?
On the face of it, it's the true story of Apollo 11, the moon landing, which is the 50th anniversary is coming up next month.
Really?
Yeah. But what it's really about, we've gone into depth looking into the actual human beings who were involved in that. So the 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, Mike Collins, but also their families, the emotional ride that they all went on, the motivation behind it all. But it's all true. But it's wrapped up in that historical 4 days where they took off, flew to the moon and landed on it.
Because when you think about it, logistically, and I don't know, sometimes when you get a bit of turbulence on a plane, I'm kind of like, whoa, taking a shuttle or, into space, landing it and coming back, it sounds like a massive ordeal. It really is. They're real heroes, those guys. And it really annoys me, all these conspiracy theorists, that didn't happen. And you get a lot of that with this.
Yes. Yeah, we actually do.
I feel there's some proper truth in that then.
Tell them.
Where to start? There's you Google yourself a lot when you have work in the public domain. And I've found things, people think we're part of NASA's whitewashing for the 50th. So because of Matt and myself being the man from advertising, and Mike being a BBC employee, some people have put it together that we were asked to write this to kind of like fill the gap of the graphic novel about the moon landing this year, so that it's there. And I don't know, we've had people say that there's like a message in the pages and on the cover, and
people do that though, don't they?
Our inbox
we've had people email us.
Our inbox had a period when it was really heavy on Twitter of people just saying, I think it's one of those things that does inspire people to think, they couldn't have done it. It was the 69. Nobody could have gone to the moon and back. We can't do it today, they'd say. Just look at the... Does
it come to a point in your career when you can't go into those Facebook comments, you feel like, I've made it?
Facebook. No, I don't use Facebook, and you shouldn't either. It's... we don't... I don't know, look, I just say thanks for reading whenever people do leave a comment that has they didn't really go, and you couldn't have taken photos on the moon, where are the stars? Sorry I'm swearing on your podcast.
It's okay, I'll bleep them out. We do have a show you can swear on, but we'll have to do it another day.
There's so much evidence that people choose to ignore in favour of the very compelling idea that Stanley Kubrick made it, or something. And that was my little rant.
No, we like that. It's a podcast. This is what we like to do.
To those guys on Twitter that keep on emailing us, phew.
I feel you. I do feel you, because at the moment there's so much going on about at the moment, like flat earthers and the moon landing conspiracies, and there's the Sam Jones things that was going on around these alien hybrids and things. People will just believe what they see on the internet.
Literally.
And it's quite. And I'm glad you've done this as like a homage to kind of what happened, because these guys are heroes.
We don't even question the whole. There's one page where someone thinks it's an ode to conspiracy theories, but they actually did do test runs in the suits in studios to see how they move, and that isn't a salute. I can't be bothered to show you the page, but the idea of the moon landing being fake is completely ridiculous to us. The human story, as Matt said, is what we were telling here.
So I suppose a question for sort of individually, where did it start? You must have started somewhere. Did you guys, if you've known each other for long, or is it if you sort of blossom into this together as a
it developed without us meaning to. So we both worked in advertising, and we had a meeting one day for something like a job, and we just started talking about comics and realised that we both had this love of comics.
So then, essentially you sort of met as colleagues first.
Yep. We went to London Film and Comic Con together. I basically bought a load of tickets because part of my remit at the time was I could wine and dine people like Matt, and we all went to Comic Con, a load of us, and without sounding cocky, I think we walked down the Comics Village and thought we could do this. And it's a combination of writing a good story and making a beautiful product. So
and we never really meant to start writing together. We just liked comics. Chris was writing his own. I was working on one with another writer called Mark Lewis, and and then I was writing some by myself, and then we just sort of started writing together. I think Chris looked at a story I'd written and helped me to make it better. And that just worked really well. So then we did that again in the future. And before long, we just started, I don't know, just writing.
Here we are on a podcast.
Have you guys got individual works before this then? So have you released things before?
Well...
Yeah, but it's of an indie level, and it's not, you won't be able to walk into Waterstones and buy it.
So we've got our own indie publishing label called Dead Canary Comics, which is what we published all our earlier solo work on. But even then it was together, because even though we weren't writing together, we were running this little crew together with a couple of other guys.
This little empire.
Yeah.
Very little.
Yeah, exactly.
And how is the book doing? You're saying you're getting lots of reactions on Twitter and Facebook, so it must be doing well.
It's actually been out for a year now, so the publisher's strategy was to release it a year ahead of the 50th anniversary, and kind of get it out there, get it out of the gate, and stop anyone else doing it, I suppose. Yeah. It's done really, really, really well. It's helped us as creators. It's helped us meet lots of people. It's taken us around the world touring it, which is cool, taking us to Shrewsbury. Actually, so my wife's from Stafford, and she told me it's Shrewsbury. And I was
don't, it's Shrewsbury.
That's what okay, good. So I'm right.
Yeah,
I'll tell her I'm right.
It's tomato, isn't it? There's a lot of people that are like, no, it's Shrewsbury. We talk about it a lot on the show, but I say Shrewsbury.
I say Shrewsbury, and I'm born and bred Shrewsbury.
Right, and it's spelled Shrewsbury.
Yes. Yeah. Well, a shrew is a shrew, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. It's not a shrew.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So what would you like to happen with this book then? You like it as it is, or do you reckon like there's potential there for something to happen with the media, like movie, TV, something like that?
Well, I was really annoyed when they made that movie First Man last year with Ryan Gosling, because I was like, now it's been done. They're not going to do it again for 10 years at least.
Well, they made Armageddon, and what was the other one?
They did Conan twice, back to back.
Yeah, and sometimes they bring like historical ones. There'll be two, like there was Wyatt Earp and Tombstone the same week or whatever. It happens, but. Yeah, I feel like because it's a public domain story anyway, it's been adapted, and
why would you need to take our story?
Yeah. I think we're just happy with this is our version. I mean, it's out there, it's on shelves, you can buy it in all kinds of bookshops. Like walking into Waterstones, for example, and seeing a book with my name on the front, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
So,
I imagine.
I think what we're really hoping, if anything, this book can do for us is it's helped us get in more doors. So like I said, we're having meetings with TV people and stuff because it can prove that you can write.
It's a start, isn't it?
It's definitely. That's what I mean. It's a start, and it gets people looking at you, and you go, "Oh, you've done that." It's not just the writing either. Like getting a book made is quite hard.
Yeah.
You got to get a publisher. You got to promote it. You got to see it through to the end, and all that stuff just shows that you've kind of got what it takes to do other things.
Do you know what? It's something we were talking about the other day when we were interviewing Dramani Maddox, and he was saying that, like, and I took it, I really I just loved it, because he said that, like, he's a comedian, and he's worked on film and that kind of stuff, and he said the world is full of the best writers, the best actors, the best sportsmen, comedians, mechanics and engineers, all these different people. They are the best in the world, but they never tried.
Right.
And he was like, the world's full of them. He said, but they never tried. And the fact that you've done it, and you've made a book, and you made a product, and it's selling, and it's progressing you, and you're getting notoriety, and you're getting attention for it, even negative attention. People are obviously taking note, and that's massive, because you're ahead of 99% of the population. That's the way to look at it.
You've inspired me.
Well done.
I was going to say, of all of the creative fields in the UK, at least, I think comics is definitely like the SAS, like getting. What is that thing that the SAS have to do to get in?
The selection, like
the selection. They have to like spend like 3 days or something evading capture. But comics is tough. I mean, there's a lot of talent that comes out of the UK, but there's not a lot of outlets for it.
No,
so you got to.
It's coming back though. It is coming back. I mean, vinyl records coming back. Yeah,
vinyl records have been back a long time.
Yeah, no, I mean, like things, the old school, like the paper comics. Everything's going digital. End of the day, everything is going digital. Everyone's got Kindle. Whereas the paper comics and books and that kind of stuff are coming back. Libraries are getting more used nowadays. Like, it's starting to to make a comeback, and I think that the comic kind of etiquette, for want of a better word, is starting to come back, because I mean it kind of fell off the
people
wagon
like
a bit.
to hold a comic book and smell it.
Exactly.
And part of this actually, part of the thing we wanted to do with Apollo is kids read comics.
Yes.
They don't read history books.
No.
So this is a good way for them to learn about this thing, because for kids 50 years ago is a long time, right?
Yeah.
This is ancient history.
A 30-year-old is old.
Yeah, so this is ancient history, and it's just, if they can pick up a comic book and read it and then learn.
I love how many kids have actually, because a lot
Really?
of schools have actually picked this up. Where Matt
Yeah, they
and
use
I
it in
have done-
schools. That's really cool. Yeah.
That's
there's
amazing.
So much swearing and drug.
They blank it out. They
they?
they cross
Tipex.
it out.
Tipex, yeah.
Yeah.
What I find astounding is the fact that you've spoken a language that not a lot of people can speak. Because when you speak to conspiracy theorists and like flat earthers and things like that, you kind of like, what? How can you not do that? To find that vernacular is.
But it's a form of faith. Conspiracy theories, because we've all gone through it. We all like to believe in ghosts, and we all like to believe in aliens. And I mean, there's always going to be this sort of exciting idea that but maybe it's real, but maybe. And the trouble is that we are pattern-seeking mammals, and when you lay the moon landing story out on the table, it's a big story. I mean, it's bigger than just a simple America shot a rocket in the air. Yeah. And I think that people like the idea more that there's
something sneaky.
I guess it's those people that like the idea that the Twin Towers were pulled down because it was a false flag operation. Because there were false flag operations. I mean, the whole reason America went to Vietnam, which features in Apollo, was based on a lie. But then that's in the public domain. All of the evidence that proves to the contrary that they did go to the moon is in the public domain. But it's a compelling story that people want to believe. It's not true, though. Yeah, I have to keep pressing that. Sorry.
What were your guys' sort of influences in comic books? What did you used to read to think, I want to do this? What was your influences growing up?
All the usuals, really.
Alan
Spider-Man,
Moore,
Alan Moore, Watchmen is one of my. I don't know how much you guys know about comics, but you probably know Watchmen. It's,
of course,
they made the movie and they're making a TV program out. Well, they have made a TV program.
Well, one of the things I want to do as well is I'll get Al to give you his card, but we also do another podcast called Thor's Kin podcast, which is very R-rated and is it's very geek central. Yeah, you can swear. Cool. So we could get you on that by all means, and I'm sure that our other American co-host on that show will be more than happy to talk space and conspiracy theories till the cows come home, because he's just
Tom would just love that. Yeah. He'd eat that up.
Yeah, count us in.
Yeah,
we may have to wrap this up soon because we've got another meeting that we would grab.
Yeah,
we would have grabbed outside there some dude. These guys, no.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this, and I'm really proud that you've done this book because
it looks amazing.
Like I said,
you guys can have this. Read it. Yeah.
Brilliant!
Are you sure?
Yeah, you got to share it though.
Bless you.
Or maybe the one that gets it, the other one has to buy.
Well, he's richer than me. He gets paid more.
Where's the Sharpie gone? Taken it?
Unless it's a silver Sharpie,
Yeah.
We have to do it on the moon landing bit.
So with the that magazine there, if you're able to just put an autograph on the front of it, the idea is that we're going to auction it off for the charity.
Okay.
That gold Sharpie's gone. I don't know where that's gone. That's annoying me.
I might have a silver one. I don't. I probably don't.
I'll just sign it in black. It's fine. It means
sign that in black as long as.
I'm going to sign it right underneath Frank Whiteley.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. This has been great.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for the chat. Yeah,
it's brilliant.
It's been really good.
I'm going to sign on the. Can I do that? Is that going to be it?
Yeah, of course.
Be that guy.
Be that guy. That's brilliant.
You guys are awesome. I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival.
We are awesome, aren't we?
You are awesome.
You are awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
So
Cheers.
much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Wow.